Hi there. Today's video is attempt number 2 at trying the gel electrolyte. This time it's the same gel. I've added 100 mils of the gel. It's PG/VG mix 50/50, and there's a total of 15 grams of zinc sulphate in this thing now, and to dissolve it I had to put 50 mils of sulphuric acid in there. So this is now some other type of electrolyte. I have no idea. There's still bits which aren't dissolved, see that white stuff? But not too much. Most of the zinc has dissolved. So I'll give it a bit of a stir just to get that rest of that stuff up into it. So the properties of this is now somewhat changed because of the sulphuric acid at a concentration of 50 mils. So I'll just top up the cell. What we have in the cell is manganese dioxide on the right side and the sugar carbon on the left side. Too much coffee. Alright, we'll see what we got. Left side meters on the 20 volt range, milliamp range on the other meter. So I'd take it this, well, we're at 1 volt without a charge. We'll give it a manual charge before hooking it up. I'll just set it up. I gave the place a clean up actually, if you noticed. One thing I noticed, the zinc sulphate eats the, what's wrong with that? Voltage. Shorting out. Alright, we were doing a short circuit just then. I'll keep the wires away. I'll just connect that lead, the power lead, to there. We're on about 4 volts now, and connecting the power. Yeah, if I can find my other lead. Yep. Okay, we're somewhat a little bit higher in our milliamp draw now. Also, the membrane's been soaked with the standard electrolyte we've had. I'll just turn that voltage down slightly. There. Alright, so we have an increase. We were around about 30 milliamps beforehand. Still doesn't look that great, even with 50 milligrams of sulphuric acid added to the mix. No smell generated yet. I'll just tip that tub out a little bit there. Okay, alright, we'll see what we got for a short circuit on that little short bit of time. 44 milliamps. So we have an increase due to the sulphuric acid, I guess. And will it run that little load? Yes, we actually are moving. So we have an improvement in the electrolyte itself, but it's probably changed its properties by heaps. Alright, so I'll connect it to the data logger and give it a 15-minute charge, and we'll see what we get from there. We're still at 18 milliamps, so it's way up compared. Alright, I'll be back after the 15-minute charge. Okay, I'm back. 19 minutes charge. We're holding 2.1. I've already swapped the leads over. We're ready for a 50 milliamp draw. Last time it wouldn't do 50 milliamps, but this time it has 50 milliliters of sulphuric acid. Nah, still doesn't want to do the 50, so it's really poor quality electrolyte. We'll try 10. Should run 10. It was running 20 before. Alright, we got a 10 milliamp draw. So the gel electrolyte somehow seems not so good at all, by the looks of it, unless this really holds out, but it should really draw a 50 milliamp load. Well, it looks like a quick test today because there's nothing else we can probably do with it. Oh, yes, there is one more test. We can use the graphite separated in Epsom salts to make this carbon. We'll try that one. So we're dropping off quite rapidly. Definitely down on power wise. So quite funny how it's sort of total bottleneck in that electrolyte. Alright, I'll get back and see how long this actually goes for. Okay, we're coming to the end of this run. It's only about 14 minutes so far and 3 milliwatt hours. So it's completely down. There we go, we just stopped. The voltage bounce backs quite well, but that's all it's got. Bounces back so well because nothing can flow through that gel, by the looks of it. So we'll swap out, we'll put in this graphite one cell and we'll see what we get. Okay, I'll get my get my glasses just in case we get some splashing. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, that's great. Come out. There we go. Stick that there. Graphite one, maybe graphene, don't know. Definitely graphite based. Okay, connect in. Check the meters out. Okay, we're only 0.6 on this one. And just a quick test, we'll connect the power. Oh, how do we do this? Oh yes, like this. Okay, just a quick test with manual charge. It's still down, it's only 40 milliamps. Or at least it's dropping actually this time. And a short circuit after that little charge. 18 milliamps. Alright, so I'll give it a 15-minute charge and I'll get back. Okay, it was a bit longer this time, the charge, 26 minutes. But it won't change the outcome. The voltage is high again still, but the power density is probably not very good. This is the graphite plate one. We're ready for a test. We got 10 milliamps again. So it's running the 10 as well. Last run with the homemade sugar carbon, we got 3 milliwatt hours. So we'll see what the graphite / graphene carbon plate does. Alright, I'll get back in however long. Okay, it just cut out at 17 minutes worth this time. I think the other one was 12 or something, 13 minutes. Still 3 milliwatt hours though, so that's about the same. So it looks like that the propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin as an electrolyte, not so good. More of a binder maybe, I mean a separator. Alright, so I'll try it in the solution without the separator now, and that should finish up the experiment. I'll set all that up and get back. Hi there, back. It's the sugar one on the left and the manganese dioxide on the right in the jar, and we got the charge just connected. 158 milliamps without a separator. So perhaps the gel doesn't really go well with that separator by the looks of things. And it had a 1.5 volt before charging, which was interesting. That was quite high, considering that's the plate we just finished charging in the cell. That's the graphene slash one. And without the separator in there, we're getting bubbles on the left side popping up. We didn't get any of that in the twin tub version. So the size of the like that's bubbling really well. Sort of a smell, not too bad. Alright, I'll get back in 15 or thereabouts. Okay, we're 21 minutes on charge. It was maintaining its 150 milliamps, nothing much there. It's holding its voltage 2.1. We'll go to 50 milliamps on this one since there's no separator, and we'll try to keep it standard with the other tests. Okay. Right, starting the test. Well, sort of. It drops pretty greatly, so there is a reduction still in the gel electrolyte, but it's actually a bit improved than using a separator. The separator works okay with the water-based zinc electrolyte. We've got some bubbles. Oh yeah, we can see them travelling towards the other plate. They look like they are. Oh no, they're going up. That's a lot of gassing. We're doing a run. That actually looks like it gasses more than it did with the other electrolyte. But this one's got sulphuric acid, 50 mils. Oh, we're curving. Wonder if I move the plates closer. Oh yeah, we got an increase back with our voltage. That's just holding it next to it. It's got the spoon in there separating them. Oops, I think I triggered the thing to cut off. Could have shorted it out, touched the plate I reckon. But still it was running okay, but not as good as the other electrolyte. So we'll try the graphite version cell electrode and see what we get. For voltage, we're 1.8. Okay, 1.4 on that one, and a short circuit. $30 milliamps. Alright, I'll connect it on charge. Okay, this is the charge curve for the graphite-based carbon one cell, or electrode I should say. We'll charge for 23 minutes, and we're set for 50 milliamps. Here we go. Alright, that drops the same as the other one, maybe a bit quicker. Well, probably around about the same actually by the looks of it, the curve. At least it's still in its 50 milliamps, whereas with the separator it wasn't able to do that at all. So what I'm saying, the gel cell, that gel anyway is not suitable for an electrolyte by the looks of it. We're still bubbling out like we were. Definitely looks like there's a pull of the bubbles going that way. That's that way. Well, they should go up. Some of them wander off to the right. Still holding in there. They're normally about, in the other water-based electrolyte, 16 milliwatt hours for the amount of carbon on them. So it looks like we've got 2 milliwatt hours out of the cell. Well, I played with the other one and broke it. We probably would have got the same. What is that? Holding its voltage quite well though. But definitely down on power. Oh, yeah, we can't keep our milliamps stable. Well, it's still trying to hold in there. Should be dropping out soon. Here we go. Yep, there. So we got a total of 3 milliwatt hours. Well, that's still up there with the other sort of run. But nothing much. Oh, it's 50 milliamp load though. and 4 minutes where we got 17 before. It spread the load out over more time. Well, so that's a good example, because 3 milliamps on 17 minutes with 10 milliamp load, and 4 minutes at 50 milliamps gave us the same results. Well, there you go, we learnt something. Oh, two things: bad electrolyte gel, and the wattage is nearly the same regardless of the load set. Maybe. Oh well, thanks for watching.